Welcome to the new talk show, Talking Talent. This is episode number 4, and I'm here with an exceptional talent, Candidate Master Kevin Fong, and I'm Coach Q, expert Coach Q, and aka Dylan Quercia. So welcome to the show, Kevin. How do you feel to be here?
I'm pretty excited. Haven't done a chess interview before.
Awesome.
And I've watched some of these, quite like them.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate that. So first, let's talk about you, Kevin. I'm sure since this is your first interview. Not many people know who you are. So let's hear. Tell me how old you are and where you're from. And maybe even some general stuff about why you started playing chess or what your goals are as well.
All right. I'm Kevin. I'm 14 years old. I am originally from San Antonio, Texas. I moved to San Jose, California when I was 11.
Wow, okay.
And yeah, this year, well, actually last year, I moved to Palo Alto. So
Great.
had quite a journey. I started playing chess when I was, I believe, 8. And a lot of my friends know this. A lot of people, well, some chess players I've talked to know this, but I actually started playing chess because, well, the school had a chess club.
Yeah.
And our school's policy in elementary school was that if you were in a club, you could get out of class 10 minutes early. I had a strong dislike for my teacher in 3rd grade. So
okay, yeah.
I found an excuse to get out and go to chess club. And yeah, I remember learning the rules. And a week later, I played a 5th grader and I took his queen. And then he was telling his dad, like, "Oh my gosh, this guy took my queen," like, after the game. It was pretty funny.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you were motivated by your dislike of the teacher. Oh my, that's
Yeah.
super funny. I mean, every chess player is motivated by something different. And then, so you started playing in San Antonio, right? That was in San Antonio, Texas?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, great. And then, when did you join a club, like a chess club?
So there were these Wednesday night tournaments. I'm not sure if they're still going on or not.
Yeah.
They were at a hospital, which is a strange place, but there were weekly tournaments there. It was like one game a week. And after school, my father would bring me over there. And I really enjoyed the atmosphere. There weren't too many people and boosted my rating quite a bit, actually.
Great.
That's why I joined a club. I was, I believe, 10 or so.
Great, that's excellent. And so then you moved to California shortly after, within a year, right?
Yeah, I did. And many changes in chess and, well, life
Right.
between Texas and California.
Right, of course. And you moved to actually a very strong region of the country for chess. The Bay Area has some very strong players and great clubs. Did that inspire you to when you got to California?
Well, at first, my first experience in California was actually when I was 9 or so, because I have relatives in California. When we came to visit, I decided why not play in a tournament. I believe I scored 3 out of 3. And I was like, oh, Californians, they're easy to beat. And when I moved there, as a 1700, I believe, I
Okay.
immediately lost to a 1500. My
Tricky.
Yeah, my view completely changed. I remember that tournament wasn't that great, but it wasn't terrible, but bad start. And yeah, I suddenly had a whole different view. And, you know, thinking back on it, the players in Texas honestly are much easier to play against.
Oh no, Texas! Texas is gonna be mad at us Californians. Oh no. That's
Not,
fine. That's fine. Hot takes. This show, we can have hot takes on this show. So that's a
yeah.
hot take from Kevin right there, everybody. Go to Texas to boost your rating. So when you came to California, though, since you were a chess player, did that help the transition? Moving from coming to somewhere you didn't know anybody, you didn't have any friends. Were you able to make friends through chess, or was it able to provide you something that if you didn't, I guess you don't know what would have happened if you didn't play chess, but tell me how chess aided in your, big life change like that.
Yeah, for sure. I met a lot of people, and I'd say half of the people I still play today.
Yeah.
Um, I have pretty good relationships with them, but I've honestly not focused so much on chess. I was not focused on chess at that point
Okay.
in time.
Okay. And then now you're playing tournaments all the time. I was looking at your record. You're playing a lot of tournaments. You played a ton of tournaments last year, and you even played 1,000 GMs. Our big sponsor here is 1,000 GM of this show, and we're obviously premiering on their channel. So they have a new tournament series called bonaFIDE, where players play and they try to raise their FIDE ratings. And so this is a new series that started. Actually, I think you played probably one of the first events in December. Let's talk about that event first, and then we'll kind of backtrack to talk about your progress in chess. How did that event go for you?
So coming into the event, I was quite optimistic. I was 2195,
Yeah,
ready to try to make my master title.
right, right.
And I played in the first round. I was playing black against a strong, I think 2000 or 2100,
Mhm.
and I saw that he played the exchange Slav. I only really know the Slav, so I was not quite thrilled to play that, as most chess players know the exchange Slav is one of the most drawish openings
That's true. Yes. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
So I thought once about it, and I was like, I'm going to wing it. I'm gonna go play the Benko Gambit,
Oh, okay.
I don't think the Benko is necessarily bad, but I didn't know what I was doing.
I see.
I lost my pawn, got no compensation, and lost a really bad game.
Oh man, that's rough.
And second game, I was able to beat one of my friends who is like 18 or 1900.
Okay.
And but from there, it only went worse. I lost to a 1900. I just kept losing all my games, taking way too many risks. I was on tilt, and yeah, ended up dropping 40 points or so. And FIDE, I dropped over 100. So
Oh man, that's rough.
it's it's rough, but it's fine, I think. I mean, I like what 1000 GM has done, and I think I'll continue to go to these tournaments when they offer them.
Great, great. And you know, I saw you also had an event earlier that year, like earlier last year into 2022, that you gained like 200 FIDE points as well. So, what is it like to have this up and down roller coaster year? How does that? How does that? What do you reflect on that from last year, and then what are you bringing into this year?
Well, my K factor is 40, so
Right, right.
this is to be expected.
So
Um,
quickly, if the audience doesn't know, K factor means that your rating is more volatile. This is for players that are gaining skill rapidly, younger players. I believe if you're under 18, 18 or is it 18 or under 18? I think it's under 18. Your K factor is automatically 40. And a certain number of FIDE games as well, your K factor will be 40 even if you're over 18. So it just means your rating is more volatile. So go ahead. Sorry, Kevin.
yeah, my K factor is 40. I believe after I went up 200 or 300 points that month, that was crazy. I do believe I was overrated, but yeah, FIDE, it's brutal. I haven't gotten my national master title yet,
Yeah.
so I'm not very concerned about my FIDE rating
Right.
yet. I will be soon.
Why is the national master title important to you?
I'm not sure. I think the best player in San Antonio, that I knew pretty well was National Master Jesse Lozano and a semi-coach, I guess. He coached on Thursdays at a library. He
Hmm.
also came to my school a couple times.
Yeah.
National Master Alex Weinberg. So I thought that, oh, National Master, wow, that must be like the epitome of chess or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Right.
you know,
Right.
thought that was the greatest thing someone could achieve. And I always kept thinking that, and I still have a desire to get the title. But
Right. It's
yeah,
still a prestigious title. Only I don't know. Maybe I think it's like 5% or two. Or it's like 3 to 5% of um, active tournament players in the U.S. have the national master title. So it's still prestigious. It's just in the grander scheme of the world,
yeah,
grandmaster, international master, FIDE master. There's a lot of room between a national master and a higher level player like those titled players.
yeah,
Um,
that's true.
so you want to get the national master title, and what are you doing to work on your chess to get there?
Hmm. Well, haven't played too much recently.
Hmm.
School has started,
Right.
and this is my first year of high school. I've been getting lots of homework. Honestly, though, during study hall and breaks, sometimes I play chess, but I mostly play for fun now. Like I play with Bughouse with friends
Okay.
online. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also play games for them online.
Right.
It's really fun to. I don't want to say. I don't want to use the word bully, but that's kind of what it is. Bully overrated players on their accounts. Um, One
That's
time I
great.
had a challenge during a 3-2 game, 3 minutes, 2 second increment on chess.com. I was trying to get 4 minutes against a player.
You're playing that fast, yeah. So you're
Yeah.
just enjoying playing. We have a few more audience members joining. If you're just joining us, everybody, we're interviewing Kevin Fong on the new talk show Talking Talent. And this is his first interview. So if you have any questions for him, you'll be one of the first people to ask him. So definitely drop that in the chat if you are interested in asking any questions. So yeah, let's talk about what it's like to balance playing chess and going to school. Especially, I'm assuming you're a great student. Is that a good assumption?
Um, I have always
Oh, there
B
you
in
go.
math,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
B in math because I would say I am like 2 or 3 grades ahead.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, it's
That's incredible. 2 or 3 grades ahead. Are you almost ready to go to college then?
no, no, no.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess I'd take calculus next year, so.
Okay, yeah. So you're close to college level courses. That makes sense. Are you planning to graduate early?
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay.
I'm still a freshman in high school, so
You're just going to earn college credit probably, right? As you get through high school.
I'm just trying to learn more on math. And next, when I'm in my senior year, there are no more courses at school left, so I'm going to be doing some stuff across the street from Palo Alto, actually,
Okay.
possibly going to Stanford's. Um,
Okay, that's where you want to go. You want to go to Stanford.
well,
Um,
I could
they're well,
hopefully.
they're I mean they're a prestigious school and it's in your area, so that makes sense. Do you have any connections to the Stanford chess team? I'm just curious.
Not sure if they have a chess team there, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the people at Stanford know me.
Oh, great!
Our cross country team runs there a lot. So
Oh, wow! So you're also into cross country. How do you
yeah.
think that sport? How do you apply any of your chess to running cross country? Any of your strategic thinking or anything like that? Just curious.
I don't. I don't know if that's how. I don't know if there's any connection between them,
Okay,
but I
okay.
do think exercise benefits chess performance.
Right, right.
Um, I'm not sure what else to say about this
Yeah, no,
topic.
no big deal. Okay, so I love what you're talking about, and I love the fact that you love playing chess and you're balancing school. And before the interview, we talked about some of the top talent in the United States, and you suggested one name. Who do you want to talk about today? Because if you're just joining us on this show, everybody, this show is about talking to talent like Kevin and talking about talent. So talent talking about talent. So Kevin's going to talk about one of the uh, top talented players in the U.S. So who is that? Who are we talking about, Kevin?
Yeah, I was thinking about a name to talk about and someone that I actually had opinions on,
Yeah.
and that would probably be Hans Niemann.
All right, Grandmaster Hans Neimann. You probably know everybody in the audience that's watching this show knows Hans Neimann. So we'll get some hot takes from Kevin on Hans. Um, well, first thing we should probably start with is when was the first time you heard about Hans?
Hmm.
That might be tough to
I'm not sure.
answer, but
I think Hans was from the Bay Area as well, and I believe I was looking through some of the Mechanics Institute's old games, and I saw his name. I
oh,
didn't
okay.
think much of him, but yeah, his name was definitely on there, and there were a couple of games I believe where he played Naroditsky
Yeah, yeah,
Mechanics. So
right.
that's when I first heard of him.
Okay, and have you met Neiman?
I have not.
Okay, that's fine. So first thing, obviously, the elephant in the room. Do you have an opinion on the scandal?
I don't believe he cheated, but
Okay,
um, very suspicious
right,
for sure.
right, and
My personal opinion is that someone in Magnus's group let Neiman know this weird G3 Nimzo.
oh, interesting. You think there was a mole?
That's my
Oh,
opinion.
okay, okay. That's a hot take. I have never heard that theory before, so that's very interesting. Why do you think that?
I don't think Hans played perfectly. I think Magnus was also a bit on tilt. If
Mm-hmm.
you're in your preparation, you know you're going into a slightly dubious line, and
Right.
the guy plays all the best moves. Obviously, you'll be tilted.
Yeah, that's
And,
true. And plays them
and
quickly, right?
yeah, and Neiman just played. I don't think he played extremely well, but he played pretty well. And Magnus, for Magnus standards, of course, played
Right.
quite poorly.
Right.
And that it is what it is. Sometimes you just have a bad day. I would know a lot about that.
Right. Right. And I want to say for the record, 1000 GM does not take a position on this, and I personally have my own personal feelings on it. And one of the big feelings is that if you accuse somebody of cheating, you need to have large evidence, something to prove that they actually did cheat. So it's very tricky, the situation. I don't want to say anybody's right or wrong, but it's hard to accuse somebody of cheating. And really, one of the best ways to do it, and for any kids watching out there, as a tournament director, if you suspect somebody of cheating, you go tell the tournament director right away. I'm a senior tournament director in U.S. chess, and as much as I don't want to direct tournaments anymore because it's a super hard job, those people need to know first, right? And they'll do the investigation. It's hard too, because the other elephant in the room is that Hans had accusations of cheating for a long time. Kevin, what do you think about how that impacts how you're thinking about your opponent if they've had accusations of cheating? Like, let's say you played somebody that had accusations of cheating, Kevin. How would that affect your play?
Well, I actually played someone who's been accused of cheating
Okay,
recently.
that's very interesting.
Their account, I remember a year ago, was banned on chess.com.
Oh,
They played another game. I mean, they created another account, and in this cash prize tournament. It was free to enter,
Right.
but the first prize was like, I don't know, $20. I decided to get in because why not? And second, I don't know, a few other prizes were like an chess lesson, 1 hour chess lesson with a master. So I was like, oh, whatever.
Oh, that's great.
I,
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
nice
as well
prize.
join. I ended up winning that, but I ended up losing that certain game.
Oh,
And then I realized, wait, this is the same person who just
wow.
got banned.
Man.
Um, believe I had to face them over the board as well. I'm not, I think, or maybe it was their brother.
Oh, okay. Still, I mean, that still casts a
It was
shadow
the,
of who you're playing, right? Even if you're playing their brother.
yeah.
Were you suspicious during the game?
No, no, no. It was a
Oh,
blitz
okay.
game. There were
Oh,
two
okay.
blitz games.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to
I
cheat in
believe
Blitz, yeah.
I won once and he won once, but yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about the positive aspects of Hans Niemann, too, because I think it's important to be balanced here. Because he is a top talent in the United States, and his rating rise is incredible. And without any evidence to prove that he's cheated, just assuming that he didn't in over the board, that kind of rating rise is incredible. Where do you think he could go? Let's actually do the game that I told you about, and we've done in other interviews. What do you think are his chances of? I believe he's. What's his current rating? What's Niemann's current rating? We'll actually just pop it up real quick. Real quick, I'll just pull it up just in case. 2706. All right. So first, that's pretty crazy, actually. So I was going to ask what are his chances of reaching 2700, but we can all answer that currently because his rating is 2706. I'm sorry for the audience. I had trouble pulling that up, but it is 2706. You can confirm it by Google. So obviously he's reached 2700. What do you think his chances then of reaching 2750 are?
Oh, I'd say they're quite high. I don't think Hans Niemann is that old, and many chess players, Magnus is say I don't know 2840
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
He's been higher. Like I don't think a deviation of 50 points in either direction. I think like 50 points is definitely possible, up
All
or
right.
down.
All right, give me a percentage. I'm going to say in my head what my percentage is. I have mine.
Oh,
Go ahead.
90.
Oh, wow. I said 60.
Oh.
But I think 90 is probably closer, honestly. I think Nico said 100% when he chose Neimann.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, so then let's go to the next level. And I think if he does reach 2750, he'll be in line for this, which is the U.S. Championship. Which, while I was talking with Nico about it, seems like World Championship light at this point. It's like a light version of the World Championship because we have so many of the top 10 players in the U.S. and we're pulling in because St. Louis is on fire really with their club. We're pulling in just incredible talent from all over the world. So, what do you think his chances of winning the U.S. Championship are?
I don't think it's impossible. And like I remember Sam Shanklin has won the US
Yeah.
championship. Not that Sam Shanklin is a weak player. I really like him as a chessable author and I like looking at his games.
And an Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, that's true.
So,
But he's also not the highest rated. And he was I'm not quite sure what his rating is now.
yeah.
But let's say it's 2750. And
Right.
since my chances are that Neiman's going to reach 2750, I think that someday might be next year, it might be 10 years from now, it
Right,
might be
right.
a couple decades. But I think Hans Niemann will win at least once.
Right. Okay. That's great. I mean, and having that many chances because he is so young is. I think he's what is he 19?
Guess so.
Something like that. He's very close to. He's. I don't think he's 20 yet. So, or he might have just turned 20 because time moves on very quickly. But yeah. Okay. So you said what did you say 90 or you said 100% basically.
Uh, very, very high. I'm not quite sure though.
You got to give me a number.
All right,
I'm
let's
pressing
go.
you hard on this one.
I'll keep with 90.
All right, that's good. That's good. I mean, 100% is a little bit too confident. I would say, I don't know. For me, it's probably 75% because I actually don't think you need to be 2750 anymore. You need to be almost 2800 to win it, or at least your performance does. Probably your performance probably needs to be 2900 to actually win it, because Fabiano's still going to be there for quite a few years. Wesley's still going to be there for quite a few years. Naka's still going to be there for quite a few years. I don't see them quitting any time in the next 10 years. So you got to go through those incredible powerhouses. Dominguez is going to be there. It's going to be, for anybody to win, it's quite a challenge, and you need to have a lot of experience. 75 to me seems more fair, but 90 is in line with what you're talking about. So a very interesting choice. All right, let's go bigger. Let's go bigger. Let's say the World Championship. That's his goal too. I mean, Nico knows him, and Nico said that he wants he'll stop at nothing less than the World Championship. So what do you think are his chances of becoming world champion?
Neimann has a very Bobby Fischer-esque cockiness, and
yeah,
Bobby Fischer got what he wanted, and I'll have to say that I think I don't want to say more likely than not, but it's possible that he becomes world champion. I would go with 50%.
Wow, that's very high.
Actually, maybe not.
I mean, my chances I give him is like 5-10%.
Yeah.
Just because of all the steps that it takes to even reach the world championship, right?
That's true. I forgot about all that. I'll probably adjust it to like 20 or so.
Yeah, maximum. I mean, I don't want to influence your decision, right? If you say it's 50% and then he does it, you look like a genius. Right? If you say it's 50% and he doesn't, then you still look like, okay, it was a toss-up 50-50.
Yeah.
So it's okay either way, obviously. And it's hard to make predictions, right, for the future, because anything can happen in a player's life. He could retire tomorrow, right? I mean, who knows what kind of life events will happen to somebody. I don't think he will. I think he'll be in the chess scene for at least another decade, because he's so motivated by everything that's gone down. And he's more motivated than ever because he was accused of cheating. I see a player like him, he will push and push himself to a new level. The hard part, I think, is that the discord in the chess community will prevent him from playing some of really, really top events, likely. Or it might not, because there might be threats of lawsuits and things like that. So it's very complicated, but just reaching the World Championship is incredibly insane. Think about how heartbreaking it is for Nakamura to sit on those sidelines right now. Which is a good transition to our next segment, which is top talent in the world. So anybody watching, we usually do the 3 segments. We talk about players like Kevin, we talk to him, and then we transition to top players in the United States, because obviously I'm American and it's very interesting to me. And then we talk about top talent in the world, because the world stage is an incredible, diverse place for chess players. And that, to me, is also super important in the chess world, to have that many voices and that many styles of play and that many players. So Kevin did do the interesting thing and choose someone that is a little bit older, actually, than anybody has chosen. So who do you choose for top talent in the world?
Yeah, as you mentioned during the transition, I do believe Hikarua Nakamura is one of the top talents.
Talk a little bit about him while I pull him up a little bit here, because I got to pull up the window real quick.
So I've always loved watching his streams when I was young. And still, I enjoy watching his streams.
Great.
I liked spectating him on chess.com when he wasn't as well known. And he's just a player who's influenced chess players in many ways. He's popularized chess so much. I don't think many people understand how popular chess is in schools. But definitely rising, and I'm pretty sure it's due to the effort of this one guy.
I like that. That's a really good take. I appreciate that. Thank you. I actually don't know, because I don't work in in high schools at all. I work mostly in elementary. How is Hikaru impacting students at say your high school?
Oh, chess has gotten much more popular.
Right.
I remember recently, so the school issues Chromebooks to everyone, and there are some blocked websites. Usually they block stupid websites. I think you know what I'm talking about. They block a lot of gaming websites too.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And recently they blocked chess.
Oh,
And
that's
there is a
obnoxious.
chess.com and I believe a lot of other chess websites. And I remember that so most of the times sites don't get unblocked.
Right.
There is a small button, I believe, that you can click appeal.
Oh, okay.
So many people appeal that the next day it was unblocked.
Wow.
I don't believe that's happened before.
Wow.
You can see people playing chess during class too.
That's fantastic.
And,
I love it. And so you think Hikaru did a big part of popularizing that? Why?
especially during COVID, a lot of people were under lockdown. They didn't have much to do, and I would assume they watched Hikaru, and I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of people play chess now. They like watching his streams, and
Right.
Got a pretty good personality. Well, good is good in terms of like uh, popularizing the game. I'm not sure about in real life.
Well, why do you like watching him then?
I think I just like looking at his games and how easy it is. How easy he makes it look to demolish grandmasters. He can bomb cloud against them and get 3,000 in the world.
Yeah, so anybody that doesn't know what the Bond Cloud is, it's a chess opening, not anything bad. It's where you move your king very early in a really silly way. Basically, that's like an easy breakdown of it. So it's a silly opening that you shouldn't win with, but Hikaru does it. So continue there, Kevin.
Yeah. I think the first game there that I saw was against Jeffrey Xiong, where Xiong was completely winning, and
Jeffrey's
Hikaru
a
managed.
Jeffrey's a top American talent. We should tell for the audience.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And that was the first game that I looked at Hikaru and I was like, wow, this guy can just beat Grandmaster so easily. He's quite literally trolling them.
Yeah, trolling. Yeah, okay, that's a good example of a troll opening. Yeah,
And he wins.
Yeah.
And he actually inspired me to do my own Bomb Cloud speedrun.
Okay.
I believe I got to 2,400.
Oh, wow! That's great. 2,400 with a trash opening.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's hilarious. And okay, so Hikaru has a lot of potential still. He's a little bit older as far as talent goes. He's on the I think he's about 33, I believe, or somewhere near there.
He's 30. Yeah.
Or is he just 30?
He's in his 30s. I know
30s, yeah.
Magnus turned 30 not too long ago. So
Yeah. So I think he's 33. I'm not 100% sure, but somewhere near there. And so that means he's pretty much on the higher end. I mean, Magnus became world champion when he was 21. I should know exactly, but it's either 21 or 22. I think he broke Bobby's record, which was 22. So I think he was 21. He was the youngest world champion ever. So, Hikaru is getting up there, and he doesn't have as many chances, especially because the candidate cycles are every 2 years. I believe Hikaru has come close to 2,800. Has he broken it?
Pretty sure he has. A while back, of course.
I think so, yeah. Let me just double check. We pulled it up yesterday. I wish my memory was that much better, even though I'm not super old, but I pulled up a wiki page yesterday. Hold on, real quick. Historical chess ratings. Players. No, I don't want a conversion. Here we go. List of peak FIDE ratings. Okay. Hikaru, yes. Yes, he actually hit 28-16. That is just insane, frankly, in 2015. Um, let's start there, actually. What do you think his chances are of either matching that or surpassing his 2015 peak?
Not sure what his rating is currently. I think it's roughly 2750. So considering that Hikaru doesn't play over the board as much.
27-68, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Considering that he doesn't play as much over the board anymore, I would actually give him chances at like 30 or 40%.
Okay. That's pretty high. I would give it 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good reason why I would give such a low number, but also that's an incredibly high number, and it might have been during a period of pretty
Rating
rampant,
inflation.
yeah, right, rating inflation, because ratings all have dropped across the board currently. If you're just joining us, this is Coach Q. I'm here with our top talent of the day, Candidate Master Kevin Fong, and we're talking about Hikaru Nakamura. We're in the third segment of today's show, and Kevin chose Nakamura as the top talent. Just by comparison, Kevin, the Magnus is 2852 on the latest list, not live. Um, but Nepo is 2793. So nobody else is above 2800 right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with the incredible talent coming out of China and India. They're probably dragging down the ratings of the top group, but also not to mention Uzbekistan with Abastorov and and some of the players like Farouja who have switched federation. He's at the French Federation right now. So, I mean, players like that probably bring down the rating of the full group because they have a lot to the needing to catch up to their skill level, right? Their skill level is so high that they can compete at the top level already. So let's go on to another question about Hikaru. What do you think his chances are of, let's go step by step, winning the candidates first? Give me a percent chance to win the candidates. And audience, you can definitely put in the chat what you think the percent chances as well, alongside Kevin. And I always put mine in my head before Kevin says his. So what are his chances of winning the candidates first?
Well, Hikaru was ridiculously close
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
candidate cycle. I don't believe it's out of the question that he'll win the candidates sometime.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
What's
I don't.
the percent chance?
Yeah, given that it's every 2 years now,
What's the
and
percent chance?
he may not even play in them, I'd say 25. And I would have to
25%.
Hikaru's world champion thing to like, I don't know, 20 or so.
Okay. Okay, that's a good step by step. 25% to win the candidates. I mean, he was actually super close last cycle. So
Yeah.
25% is fair. I probably would have actually said it slightly higher this time, like 30. Because Hikaru was very close. And he thought he had to win or else he would be in the World Championship right now.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate.
That's the unfortunate thing.
Can't really get over this.
Yeah. It's an American tragedy.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, it's a tragedy for American chess that he's not there. And for one, because having a candidate gets the attention of the American press. The attention of the American press gets the attention of the world press, and it's just huge. I think it's probably a tragedy for the world he's not in there. Because he is one of the more exciting players, right? Not to diminish Nepo and Ding, who, honestly, I think I've thought since the 2018 candidates that Ding would have a massive chance to win the World Championship at some point. And honestly, I would rather see a match between Ding and Naka, or even Naka and Nepo, because Nepo was probably going to win anyway. So because his first half of the candidates were just such a strong showing in the first half that he kind of coasted into the World Championship. But
I think the world was looking to see a Naka versus Carlson matchup.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe Carlson would have played just because he couldn't, probably wouldn't be able to handle saying he just relinquished his crown to Naka. They have such a,
That's
I mean,
true.
they have such a big rivalry, right? Like their rivalry is so extensive.
I'd just like to say though, if you look at their games, Carlson has a huge record. I don't think that he'd be scared. I think Naka would be scared.
Yeah.
But I would say though, since COVID and since he's been playing online so much, and I suspect that Hikaru makes a pretty good living off of Twitch.
I
That
can I can
YouTube,
I can unofficially confirm that he does.
yeah.
He told me I helped him with an event here in Los Angeles, and
Oh,
he told me the upward number that he's making, and it's a significant amount of money.
yeah.
Uh, um, he
I assume he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I
um,
mean, the World Championship is still more. It's over a million if you win. I think it's 1.7 this year. I don't know. I have to look up the exact number, but it's a lot of money. Which surprises me that Carlson will relinquish that. But I guess he's made so much money at this point that the money doesn't matter at all to him. It's all about the chess. Um,
I think Karu, since COVID, has been much more carefree. His play has been easier, and um, yeah, if you look at his style, it's his playing style has definitely changed,
yeah,
and I don't think he's afraid of Carlson anymore. So
yeah.
I think it would be a much closer match than I would it would originally be had COVID not occurred.
Yes. I think the FIDE rules are depriving us of this match. We want to see this match. I mean, actually, that's an interesting question. What do you think the chances are of an independent Carlson Nakamura match happening at some point?
Well, chess.com organizes a lot of these speed chess championships or whatever.
Yeah.
They have a lot of events, and I'm pretty sure someday Carlson will come to face Tanaka. It happens so often, so I mean they've played each other
Right.
so much in Title Tuesday. It's
Right.
bound to happen someday.
Yeah. I got another interesting question there with the Carlson Nakamura rivalry. What is the chance that Naka will beat Carlson again in classical?
Uh,
That's slow
I,
chess, just for
so
anybody in the audience that doesn't understand.
I've studied Carlson's games. I learned a lot of positional chess from him, and to be quite honest, I'm just going to go back a while. About the Bay people in the Bay Area. While they are a lot stronger in general, I would say that they are not as strong at positional chess, and that's kind of what I tried to get him into,
Right. Right.
long positional grind. And that's why I like watching Carlson in his games. I learned a ton from him.
Right.
And the thing about Magnus is that he just doesn't lose. He just
Yeah.
pretty much, unless he's having a terrible day, he doesn't lose. But I do think Nakamura will beat him someday. He has beaten him in classical chess
Yeah.
before,
He
if I'm not
has,
mistaken.
but not many. Not many
Yeah.
times.
So it'll happen again, I'm pretty sure. But
Give me a number.
winning, pick a number.
Yeah.
The percentage.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd say 90.
Okay.
Yeah,
I said
almost
75.
100.
I said. I mean, you're probably more right than I was. Mine was just a random guess, but you're not wrong that it's highly likely that he'll beat him again in classical. And I want to highlight the statement you said about Nakamura's style changing. I think when he ran into Magnus first, he had a lot of trouble because he was trying to play old Hikaru, and the new Hikaru is much more solid positionally, and that has impact. And I think opening choice is a lot less risky. So I think this has increased his chances on the world stage significantly, and that's why we've seen him rise to the basically close to top in the world at the moment. That's why he is. I mean, also, it probably doesn't hurt that he's 24/7 just absorbed with chess, right? Just absorbed with chess every single moment of his life right now.
Yeah.
where I think Carlson is like a little bit burnt is what it seems like to me. He's burnt out a little bit, and he wants to do other things.
To be quite honest, I also think that Hikaru has improved a lot. There are people, I think there are a few ways to get better at chess, and one of them is definitely just to keep playing online for a long period of time.
Right.
Just a ton of games, high volume, and not too much other study, just playing. It works, and it's worked in artificial intelligence and whatnot, so it works in humans as well. And Hikaru has streamed for hours, like every day.
Yeah.
I don't have time to play chess for hours every day.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Hikaru has improved quite a bit.
Right. Well, I think the thing that Hikarua has that a lot of people don't, though, that just play game after game after game, is that he has this intellectual curiosity about chess, that he wants to know the truth about each position. So he will certainly look at a game that he loses after. Even when the ones that he wins, he'll go back through and he'll draw all his lines. Hikaru is very famous for drawing lines all over the board. If you haven't seen chess.com, which probably everybody here that's watching has, the amount of lines you can draw on chess.com is amazing. And even Chess, yeah. You can just put circles and lines and colors and everything all over the board. So
I've been explaining a few puzzles to friends sometimes when they do tactics.
Yeah.
And I draw a few lines and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so confusing. And I go, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You should watch Hikaru.
Yeah, so what I want to say, though, about smashing your head against game after game after game, I think the mistake that a lot of players make is they don't look at their opening mistakes that they're making, or even endgame mistakes. I mean, knowing your instinct is really powerful in chess, and playing speed chess like that is very powerful. I think the opinion has shifted in the community that blitz is actually very good for your chess. Even bullet is good for your chess. But if you smash game after game after game without reviewing any of them, you're going to make the same opening mistakes over and over and over, and the same end game, same middle game. I mean, even tactical mistakes. You probably will improve tactically just significantly from just seeing where the pieces are aiming all the time and just generally not wanting to lose. But you won't fix any of the opening mistakes, right?
Yeah, that's probably true. And I mean, when I get to play blitz, I'm actually quite bad at it. If I have to be, compared to other players around my over the board rating, my blitz rating is terrible.
Right.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because my ping is usually 400.
Okay. Well, that's
and
bad.
I'm very bad in time trouble. But those two things combined go from a completely winning position to a completely lost one in a few moves, or one where I just run out of time. It's so confusing to me.
Well, it sounds like it's time to upgrade your internet, because playing speed chess on a 400 ping is terrible.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, and sometimes at school as well. It's very strange, but it happens. And recently I have not been playing online much. I've just been studying stuff, and actually in books.
Right.
More beneficial than I think a lot of people give them credit for.
People your age, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who aren't as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I talked about this the other day in episode 3 with Sandeep. Go back and watch that, everybody, if you haven't. Nice interview with Sandeep. And we talked about how the studies that you can find in books are much more challenging than the puzzles you'll play online. Do you feel that's the same?
I don't have any study books. Mm-hmm. I have a couple endgame ones, opening ones.
Well, endgame studies. Those puzzles.
Just looking on my shelf right now. A couple by Yasser Seirawan.
Okay, yeah.
An old tactics book by the late Yuri Averbach.
Okay. Those are good books. Those are great books.
Yeah. The tactics, I think, are way more applicable, and not many tactics websites are really good. For example, if it's chess.com, mm-hmm. I mean, there's Possible Rush, and when my friends try to get a new record, I just tell them, it's either a check or it's a capture. You can get 30 right in
just get it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not how chess works,
No. No,
unfortunately.
unfortunately not. Yeah.
So I think that those books are more applicable, and as well as whatchamacallit. There's this website called Chess Tempo, which
Yeah.
actually has positions that seem quite realistic.
Right. Right. Well, they are from real games, actually. I think
Yeah.
almost every single
Oh,
puzzle on
wow.
Chess Tempo is from a real game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems much more likely to occur.
Right. Right. Okay. So I think we should wrap up soon here. But since you mentioned books, can you tell us what you're reading, chess wise?
Hmm.
Which one are you currently reading?
Not trying to reveal my opening preparation, but I'm looking at. I guess I don't mind. I've been reading the Sveshnikov Sicilian by,
Okay.
I think, some
Well, it's
grandmaster.
such a solid opening. You don't have to worry about revealing it. Honestly, that's a good opening.
That's true, and I might not be playing it anymore. I've been
Yeah.
trying a few different things.
Yeah. You can adjust per opponent. Yeah. Just don't have the
Well,
Banco blunder again.
that's
Kevin earlier in the interview said how he lost a game at the bonaFIDE tournament, the 1000 GM bonaFIDE tournament with the Banco. So
There's also books on Chessable that I like a lot. I don't have the paperback version. Maybe I get it sometime, but Varetsky's Endgame Manual,
oh yeah,
really good.
that's a classic. Just for any students out there, recommend that for anyone over 2000. I mean, if you're really interested at a lower level at 1600 or above, maybe, but it's very challenging for anybody under 2000.
And it's surprising to me because I see grandmasters in over-the-board classical time controls messing up some of the end games in the book,
True.
and
Yeah.
it really it really came to light, at least to me, that I can just trade off all the pieces, and then there's a chance, like, my opponents aren't grandmasters.
Yeah, that's right.
They might just mess up and I might just win. It's more likely than not.
Ah, well, fantastic words of advice from Candidate Master Kevin Fong on knowing your end games. If you know them better than your opponents, you can outplay them and get wins in positions where they think they're drawn. And that is a big bonus, a big factor in moving up in the rankings in chess. So I think we're about out of time. Thanks again to Kevin for coming on the show. This is Dylan Quercia, expert Coach Q, as my students call me. And I am glad to have you on the show here for the 4th episode of Talking Talent, sponsored by 1000 GM. So please go down in the link and in the description once I have this video up, and donate if you can. They are doing great work for talent and to create an ecosystem that will boost the chess community in general and provide benefits way outside of chess. So thank you to 1000 GM for sponsoring this and for being such a great organization and being great friends, because I know everybody there. They're great. If you want to play the tournaments, definitely reach out to us. The bonaFIDE tournaments will help everybody raise their feeding ratings. Hopefully Kevin will be willing to play another one. He was generous enough to tell us that his first one was tough. So, but we wish you luck in the future, Kevin. Any last words before we go?
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. And 1000 GM, I believe, is giving great opportunities for aspiring chess players and, chess players who may or may not have the resources or opportunities. Actually, yeah, in the first Norm tournament, I wasn't supposed to go, but someone dropped out and I was able to go. It was quite a unique experience to play with grandmasters over the board.
Yeah.
So that, right.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that with us, Kevin, because that's a very important thing to give opportunities to players like you and other players that don't have the opportunities that they normally would have, maybe say in smaller countries in Europe where there's just chess tournaments everywhere and a lot of cross-border competition, which helps boost the number of Grandmasters, International Masters, and FIDE Masters. So, okay, well, let's wrap up here. So thanks again, Kevin, for joining us. And thanks again for everybody watching. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next episode of Talking Talent.
Thanks, Coach.